What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me here tonight on this Wednesday, October 19th, 2022, wherever you may be, for another metallic episode of Music of Destruction. Bringing you guys the best in metal-related content right here on YouTube on the only metal channel you need. If you missed anything in the past week, you know the drill. Click that eye in the upper right corner. Bring down those annotations. All the videos you need to get caught up on are there. Remember to hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications so you don't miss anything. You're looking at one of the most honest, critical, upfront, and opinionated metal channels on the fucking platform. If you don't like that, go watch a fucking shill who's going to cater to what you think is good music. You're only going to get the truth here about what I'm into. Okay? And if you can't handle that, then this is the wrong place for you. Anyway, welcome to Album Ranking Wednesdays here on the channel. Tonight we're doing a ranking of an amazing one-man black funeral doom metal project from Denmark with NORTT. Now, this dude has been around for a long time, since 1995, in fact, and in my eyes, he's one of the pioneers of combining depressive black metal with funeral doom metal, and he does it in a way that not many bands have been able to accomplish. Now, the hopeless, bleak, solitary atmosphere of his music literally sounds like death and being buried alive, lost in oblivion, and this is one of the main things that drew me to his music over 15 years ago when I first heard Graven, which I also have on CD, as well as Funeral, or Ligferd, I believe is how you say that. Now, before we get into it, I did translate all of the album titles using a translator from Danish to English, so if something isn't accurate here, you can put it in the comments section, but I did my best to translate the album titles correctly. Seeing as how I don't speak Dutch, the pronunciations, I would be way off, so I didn't want to butcher the Dutch pronunciations, so I used an English translator for this, okay? So the lineup is, of course, as follows. We have NORTT, all instruments and vocals. Let's get into the video. Coming in at number 8, Night Tales, the demo, released in 1995 independently. I heard this a bit after Graven. This is very raw, abrasive, cold, bleak, oppressive, dark, solitary, and literally sounds like you're being buried alive. As I said, the description of his music fits this very well. And NORTT's music follows a similar theme all throughout the discography that is very, very bleak, okay? And if you're not into minimalistic, depressive black metal and funeral doom, then you're not going to be into stuff like this, and that's perfectly fine. But the atmosphere that's conveyed here is very powerful and profound, and I find myself coming back to this one over and over again. There's nothing in NORTT's discography that I would not recommend, though this demo is a bit hard to get. It was released in 95 independently, like I said. It's one of the best demos I've ever heard, especially in the mid-90s. Coming out of Denmark with a demo like this was really audacious, and I think he did a great job with it. Night Tales gets number 8. Coming in at number 7, Dead, the demo, released in 1998 independently. This one follows up Night Tales, and this one was another step further down into the abyss. Basically, NORTT's music sounds like you've been buried alive. You're in a casket. It's very claustrophobic. It's raw. It's very dark. It's hopeless. There's like no light at the end of the tunnel, and the depression and sadness and melancholy washes over you with simplistic riffing, simplistic drums, a really abysmal vocal performance, and of course that atmosphere of the keyboard work just sets in very profound with how cavernous and hopeless and bleak the atmosphere of this music really is, and this demo is no exception. Dead is awesome. It gets number 7. Coming in at number 6, Past, the EP released in 2002 on Somber Records. What a great EP, 2002. He was putting in a bit more atmosphere here, though no less doom-laden. Okay, this is very rooted in doom metal with that black metal aesthetic, of course, in the vocals and the high-pitched black guitar riffs and stuff like that, but of course very cavernous, drenched in reverb and hopelessness. It literally sounds like death. That's what this demo sounds like, and I think it's really awesome, and it sounds like he's been forlorn in a lot of ways, and Past is an awesome EP. If you can listen to it, it's on YouTube, I do believe, but if you can buy it, I'm definitely going to be getting this one. Number 6, Past from NORTT. Coming in at number 5, Forsaken, released in 2003 on Somber Music. This one is a lot more hopeless, bleak, depressing, and sad. As these albums progress forward, you're going to notice a common theme among them, which is complete hopelessness, and that's what Forsaken sounds like. Of course, it could also be called Abandoned, for all I know, but Forsaken was the translation that I got. I got Forsaken or Abandoned. I chose to use Forsaken. I hope I'm right about that. Very profound release as well, emotionally complex, deep, and very, very crushing. Soul-crushing, depressive black funeral doom metal here from an artist who obviously doesn't give a shit about notoriety or fame. He just wants to express, and that's what I love the most about this style of metal. Funeral doom and depressive black are very, very serious genres, and this is going to leave you pretty crushed if you're not already into stuff like this. Number 5, Forsaken. Coming in at number 4, Final, released in 2017 on Avant-Garde Music, his most recent release. I did enjoy this one a lot. This sounds like an exit plan, like he's had enough, like there's nothing left except to experience the ethereal plane. That's exactly where this takes you. Lots of bleak, depressing soundscapes, crushing drum work, crushing guitars, soul-wrenching vocals and riffs, and atmosphere here, both from the keyboard, the bass, the drums, and the vocals, of course. This is one of his best, and definitely one you're going to want to check out, released in 2017 on Avant-Garde Music. Number 4, Final. Coming in at number 3, Graven, the demo, released in 1999 independently. This is the first NORTT album I acquired and the first one I heard. This is very bleak. It's raw, abrasive, and cold, rooted in solitary despair and hate and isolation, and like I said, it sounds like death, as all of his albums do, but this one had a bit more in the more black metal territory. There's a lot of doom here as well. I definitely feel like this one was one of his best, and again, very common theme amongst all of his music, so if you don't like minimalism, stay the fuck away from NORTT. Anyway, number 3, Graven. Coming in at number 2, we have Gallows Frist, released in 2007 on Avant-Garde Music. This is an awesome, awesome release as well, one of his best. It sounds like being buried alive once again in the gallows. Very hopeless, atmospheric, and like the album cover suggests, going into the forest to kill yourself. That's exactly what this feels like. It's very lonely, isolated, cold, bleak, depressive, and extremely misanthropic in a lot of ways, but also very, very solitary and serene. There's a lot of beauty to music like this as well, and I love how slow and brooding and foreboding it is. That's this atmosphere that you get with NORTT, and he's a master at crafting that. Gallows Frist is amazing. It gets number 2. Coming in at number 1, Ligferd or Funeral. I believe I did translate that properly. Released in 2005 on Total Holocaust Records, and this is one of the best to me. This is his best album, the one I come back to the most, and it's absolutely awesome. It literally sounds like a funeral dirge. The whole thing follows a similar theme of very bleak depression, sadness, melancholy, and hopelessness, and hatred, and solitude, and it's just absolutely claustrophobic, terrifying at times, and hopelessly soul-crushing. Riffs, drums, bass work, vocals, and the keyboards all combine to create that extremely oppressive, hopeless atmosphere, and NORTT is awesome, and he's a master at his craft. Number 1, Funeral. Alright guys, there you have it. Another album ranking in the books here on the channel. Hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you're new, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Merchandise available on the store tab. Bonfire and Teespring are both connected. Go and check out the merch. I'd really appreciate that. Join the channel right now. Become an MOD Elite for $2.49 for your first month, $4.99 for each additional month. You hit the join button, you get access to exclusive content, review requests, within reason of course, band interviews and promotions if I like your band, collaborations, and much more. Access to live streams for members only, the Crypt Underground Metal Radio Show, and I'll be doing a Hangout stream once a month for members too, coming up in November. Thank you guys, have an awesome night. We'll see you for Top 15 Thursdays for my Top 15 metal albums of 2013. Hails.